Once upon a time, 7 little goats lived happily and peacefully with their mother in a little town. This town was surrounded by green mountains, where all creatures lived in peace and happiness. They always enjoyed sunny days that warmed everyone's hearts. Every animal in the town was hard-working. Mother Goat was this cute town's doctor. The 7 little goats went to school with their friends every morning.
I'm so excited today!
Me too! The results for the scout auditions are finally here!
I want to be a scout and go camping.
I wonder if our teacher is going to choose all of us.
I think he will. We are the ones who want to be scouts the most.
The 7 little goats entered the school garden.
Good morning, sir!
Good morning, kids. I will read the results of the auditions without delaying any longer.
The selections were made. The 7 little goats were picked because they were so eager to get in, and they did their research about scouting.
It's important that you have everything you need. I want you to get prepared according to the list I'm giving you now.
Yes, teacher!
A week seemed to go slowly for the little goats. In the meantime, they gathered everything their teacher had said. Camping day finally arrived.
Yay! We're going camping today!
We've got everything ready, right?
Kids, I have a surprise for you. Since there's always a probability of accidents happening at the campsite, your teacher asked me to come along too.
Yay!
They all met with their friends at school to leave for the camp.
All right, kids, if everyone ready, we can leave.
Yes,
teacher!
They reached the camping area after an hour's walk. Everyone split into groups and set up their tents.
It's such a beautiful place. So green. So many butterflies.
Yes, I love chasing after butterflies.
All right, kids, you all must be so tired. Let's prepare some food together and eat.
The campfire was lit. It was time for every little scout's favorite, cooking in the campfire. Everyone sat by the fire and listened to the scoutmasters telling stories. They all had so much fun. Everyone was so tired that as soon as they finished their meals, they went into their tents and fell asleep. Three little goats woke up with the first rays of sunlight. They decided to scout the area nearby.
I saw very nice fruit trees on the way here. I think we can pick some fruits for breakfast.
All right, but we shouldn't go too far.
The three little goats left the campsite without making a sound.
You see that butterfly over there?
Yes, it has great colors. I love how it flutters.
Did you see the fruit trees? The cherries look delicious.
Let's pick them and head back.
Just then, they heard a rustling among the bushes. Startled, they all looked in that direction.
Our friend Gazelle is here too. I wonder what she's doing here.
Shush! I think I saw a big gray silhouette.
Oh no! It's the big bad wolf!
We can warn her by throwing the fruits.
Gazelle realized something was off and saw Wolf. She got away in fear. At that moment, Wolf noticed the little goats. They started throwing the fruits towards Wolf's direction.
What are you doing here, you little brats?
We just came to pick some fruits.
We have to head back now.
Our mother and our teacher must be looking for us by now.
Is that so? Your mother and your teacher will look for you a little longer. You should have thought about this before scaring Gazelle away.
Bad Wolf lunged to capture the three little goats. But the little goats were faster and managed to escape. Except for one.
Oh no! We have to save our brother.
Okay, but how can only the two of us do it? We don't know where Bad Wolf is taking our brother. How we will find them?
You're right. We have to go back immediately and get help.
Meanwhile, everyone at the campsite had woken up. Mother Goat and the teacher realized that the three little goats were missing and went to look for them with others. Just as the little goats argued about what they should do, they heard the voice of their mum and their teacher.
Mom!
Mommy!
Teacher!
We couldn't save our brother. Bad Wolf has him.
We have to go after them. They went this way.
All right. We must keep calm. We should act as fast as possible.
They went in the direction Bad Wolf had gone. They were thinking about how to trick Wolf and save the little goat on the way. Thankfully, the campsite was on a high place. So it wasn't so hard for them to pick up Wolf's trail. They followed him stealthily at a distance.
Come on, inside.
Please, let me go. I'll never be in your way again. Everyone is probably worried.
Quiet now. You should have thought about this before. It's too late now.
While they tried to devise a plan, they ran into the lion. Lion was chief of police, so they were happy to see him. and told him what had happened.
Bad Wolf, I've been on his tail for some time now. I haven't been able to catch him red-handed.
We are so happy to see you.
We should approach quietly. Wolf's ears are so acute. If he hears us, he may get away again.
We are so close. I can hear his voice. Oh, my baby must be so afraid.
Now listen to me, little goats. I need you to knock on the door. Wolf will be so happy to see you and let you in. I'll sneak around the house and enter through the window. Mother Goat and Teacher, wait at the front door not to let him get away.
Who is it?
We are lost. Could you let us in?
Wolf's eyes twinkled. Today must be my lucky day, he thought.
Oh, how nice to have such guests. Come on inside, there's no need to be afraid. See, your brother is here too.
The little goats walked towards the room. At that moment, Lion watched them through the window and waited for the right opportunity. The wolf had a wicked grin on his face and he drooled all over the floor.
I got you all now.
Mother Goat and Teacher knocked on the door on Lion's signal.
What now? How many more little goats are there?
Just as Wolf was about to open the door, Lion lunged at him. Wolf managed to escape his grip.
I've been after you for some time, Bad Wolf. Come here!
This is not fair. Where did you come from now?
As Wolf ran, trying to escape from Lion, one of the little goats extended his leg in front of Wolf. He tripped over it and fell.
The power of little goats. Come on, let's get Bad Wolf.
All at once, the little goats attacked Wolf. Some pulled his tail and others bit his ear and nose. The lion took the wolf from the little goats. He subdued him and locked him up in the cage.
It's over, Bad Wolf. You'll never hurt anybody again.
Where are you going to take him?
Somewhere he can think about what he's done and cannot hurt anyone till he comes to his senses.
Thank you. You saved them.
Don't thank me. Thank those kids. They're intelligent and very brave, not to mention they make a good team.
The lion walked away with Wolf. The little scouts went back to the campsite and had a fun time. Of course, now they never go far away from their mum. Once upon a time, Mother Goat and her 7 little goats lived happily in a seacoast town with lush vegetation. The 7 little goats walked to school happily every morning. They held hands as they walked to school.
What's going on?
School trip! School trip!
School trip? Where?
To a faraway place, Paris.
Paris? As in Paris, France.
Yes!
The little goats were so excited about this trip that they couldn't wait to go home and give their mother the good news.
Whoever gets home first tells our mother the news.
They all ran home as fast as they could, and when they finally arrived, their hearts were pounding loud.
Mom! Mom!
What's going on?
There's a school trip to Paris.
That's great. You should do some research about Paris at once.
Where can we get information on Paris, Mommy?
We'll look for some information on the internet.
The next day, they printed out the information and read it.
Whoa! The world's largest museum is in Paris, and it's called Louvre.
We have to visit it for sure.
But we can't see every inch of it.
Why not?
It's as big as 10 soccer fields. If we looked at every piece of artwork for a minute, it would take us 73 days to see everything. But there's one masterpiece we must see, Mona Lisa.
Wow, I'm so excited! How about this? There are 470,000 trees in Paris. That's a lot.
Also, there are 173 museums and 450 parks. Such a city of culture.
Let's not forget the Eiffel Tower and Notre Dame. Millions of tourists visit these places every year.
I was just reading about it. We must definitely see both.
Let's add these to our notes. We'll give them to our teacher tomorrow.
The little goats jotted down the information until late that evening. Next morning, they told their teacher about what they had learned.
Good job, kids. I'll create our itinerary based on your notes.
The time for their Paris trip had finally arrived. The little goats went to bed early that night, but they couldn't sleep. They tossed and turned in their beds. They went to the airport. They were so excited to get on the plane for the first time.
Yay! We're flying!
The flight was uneventful. The students chatted. Just then, one of the little goats couldn't help noticing a familiar face sitting in the back row, trying to disguise himself. When she looked closely, she realized it was Bad Wolf. He was wearing a fake moustache and glasses, but his long ears and sharp teeth gave him away.
Hey, look at the back row without being too obvious. Isn't that the bad wolf?
No way! What is he doing here?
I wonder what he's up to.
Oh no! They probably recognized me. What are these little goats doing here anyway? I have to hide now.
The bad wolf crawled out of his seat and to the lavatory. He didn't come out until the plane landed. As soon as they arrived in Paris, they went to their hotel. The bad wolf stalked them as he smiled maliciously.
So we meet again. Have fun while you can, you miserable little goats. He who laughs last laughs best.
The first stop of the trip was the Eiffel Tower. They stood under the tower with mouths agape because of the tower's height.
It looks much better than in books.
Let's climb the tower and watch the scenery.
The scenery from atop was beautiful, and everything looked so tiny. After they ate some food, they went straight to the Louvre Museum.
Why is it so crowded, teacher?
Museums are places filled with valuable pieces, so people like to visit them. Museums shed light upon world history.
After waiting in a queue, they bought tickets and entered the museum. The bad wolf was not far behind as he stalked them closely. The little goats roamed the museum. The little goats roamed the museum. They stopped before every piece and shared the information with their friends. Their teacher was so proud of them. At the end of such a delightful museum visit, they stopped in front of the most valuable piece in the museum, the Mona Lisa painting. The bad wolf used the crowd to his advantage to get even closer to the little goats. One of the little goats was telling her friend about Mona Lisa.
You miserable little goats. Now you're done.
I knew it. It was the bad wolf back on the plane.
The little goat scampered away, screaming, and the scene was chaotic. Mayhem broke out, as other visitors in the museum also joined in, not knowing what was going on. But the bad wolf stayed put. His true intentions were different. Taking advantage of the stampede, he stole the Mona Lisa painting and tried to run for the exit. He wanted to sell the painting so he could become rich. In the confusion, nobody saw Bad Wolf stealing the painting. However, the youngest of the little goats saw what had happened. He knew he had to stop the big bad wolf.
Brothers, sisters, follow my voice so you can find me.
The other little goats heard the youngest goat's voice and immediately went to him.
Are you okay? Did that wretch hurt you?
No, he is not here to hurt us.
Whoa, why is he running away? What's that in his hand?
His plan was to use us to create diversion and steal that valuable painting.
We have to bring the painting back.
What does the wolf hate the most?
Taking a bath, of course. We all know how stinky he is.
Then let's give him a bath.
How?
You've got your slingshot with you?
Yes.
How about your marbles?
Of course!
Listen to me closely then.
After they finished scheming their plan, 2 little goats ran after the wolf. The goat that had the slingshot shot a marble at the fire sprinklers in the hallway where the wolf was running. The sprinklers went off as soon as the marble hit. The wolf was caught by surprise.
What's going on? Where did all this water come from? I hate getting wet.
The other marble coming from the slingshot triggered another sprinkler. The floor was flooded. The bad wolf slipped and fell to the ground, along with the painting. The museum guards arrested the wolf right away. Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting, the Mona Lisa, was hung back to its original place. Later that day, the museum's manager gave a speech to congratulate the 7 little goats for their heroic act and presented them with beautiful gifts. When they returned to their town, their mother and townspeople were so proud of them. They carried the little goats on their shoulders to the school. And what about the bad wolf? At first, he stayed in the hospital for a long time. He was charged with grand theft, so, as punishment, he had to mop the museum floors for a whole year. He regretted what he'd done, but it was too late. Once upon a time, 7 little goats lived happily with their mother in a cute green town where the sun was always bright. The 7 little goats went to the town school every day. They loved the school, their teacher, and their friends. One day, before classes began, they started playing volleyball in the garden.
Come on, pass it me!
Oh! Score! Hooray!
Great! We scored!
No, you cheated!
No, we didn't. We are right.
Kids, please calm down. There's no need to be unpleasant towards each other. Gather around. I've got some good news for you. We'll start playing matches in big cities in order to qualify for the National League.
Yay!
We'll have to train harder from now on. Our first match is next week. Remember that. You must play like a team if you want to win.
We will keep that in mind!
The 7 little goats got their backpacks excitedly and went home.
Hello, kids!
Mom, guess what happened today?
What happened? Tell me, but one at a time, please. Mommy, our coach told us we'll play against other schools next week in order to play in the National League. This is great news. I'm so proud of you kids. Now, I'll prepare your favorite meal.
Hooray!
In the meantime, do your homeworks. Do not waste any time.
A week went by. They were ready for the match after having trained hard every day. They decided to do one last practice match with a neighboring town's team.
All right, everybody ready? You're going to be late for school. You've got your equipment, right, kids?
Yes, Mom.
Don't
worry.
The little goats walked to school. Reminding one another about their tasks and what to do in the match.
All right, kids. I believe in you. You trained so hard and trusted each other. Now, we'll play our last practice match.
Meanwhile, Wolf was plotting a scheme. He didn't like team games because he always wanted to steal the spotlight.
If you're ready, let's begin our last practice match.
Yes!
The match was going well, but then Bad Wolf spiked the ball intentionally and hit one of the little goat's face so hard that the little goat fell to the ground. They stopped the match. Everybody got worried and they circled the little goat.
Step aside, kids. The doctor will examine him now. Everything's going to be okay.
The doctor examined the little goat. The kid was recovering from the blow. Don't worry, kids. It's nothing serious. He just needs some rest. He can play again in 3 days.
I can play in his place. I'm much better than him anyway.
I'm all right. Don't worry about me. I got hit on the face, but I don't remember the rest.
I know what happened. I've had my eye on you for a while. You only think about yourself and do not believe in teamwork. I don't want any players hurting one another. I don't tolerate such behavior. I won't have bad sportsmanship in my team. Therefore, you cannot play in our team.
Wolf didn't know what to do. He packed his things without saying a word and walked away.
Now we are short a player, but do not fret. Our substitute players have trained as hard as you have and are ready for the match.
Thank you, Coach. I'll do my best.
The little goats went home excitedly. They ate dinner and went to bed. They dreamed of the championship.
Come on, kids. It's time to get up. Today, it's your first match of the championship.
Mommy, we are not late, are we?
No, dear. Don't worry. There's still time.
Mom, I can't find my sneakers. We packed our things last night, remember?
Mom,
we are
ready.
I wish you good luck. I believe you'll win as long as you believe in yourselves and the importance of teamwork. Love you all.
It was time for the match. The little goats played well on the court and won the match.
Yay! We are
such a great team.
Our little brother was not bad at all.
You did better than I expected, children. Congratulations! We have 5 more important matches ahead of us. There will be 1 match every week, and each time we'll play on a different court. Now, let's go back to the town and keep training for the championship.
Mommy, we won our
match.
That's great news. I'm so happy, kids. I'm so proud of you.
We play 1 match every week. I'm so tired that I just want to go to bed. But I'm also starving.
Of course, it's not easy what you did. You used up all your energy. Food is ready. Let's set the table together and eat.
Weeks passed by quickly. The little goats won every match. They were eagerly awaiting the final match. Meanwhile, Bad Wolf refused to stay on the sidelines. So, he managed to get a player position in the final match.
I can't wait to see the little goats' faces when they see me on the court. Fortunately, I found a coach who knows what a good player I am. I'm going to teach them a lesson this time.
The day of the final match was here. The coach huddled the players to give them a few strategies.
Do you see what I'm seeing?
I can't believe it! How did this happen?
This is the championship match, kids. Don't let anything bring you down.
Now I'm going to show you the real champion.
The match started and Bad Wolf, with the advantage of his height, began to score for his team. The poor little goats could neither get any points nor could they prevent Wolf from scoring. When the first set was over, the opponent team was crushing the little goats team.
We have to do something or we'll lose the game.
What can we do? Didn't you see how Wolf strikes the ball with such anger?
You're overlooking something, kids.
What?
Wolf is the only active player in the opponent team.
So,
if you all play to stop Wolf, you can beat them. But you need teamwork for that. Remember, a volleyball match consists of 3 sets. We've got 2 more sets. I have a plan. Now listen carefully.
The second set began. Wolf had the ball, and when he went to strike the ball, he was immediately met with the block. He was dumbfounded, and the little goat scored the point. Whenever the players of the opponent team tried to step in, Wolf yelled at them to pass the ball to him. The little goats already knew what they had to do. The opponent's team's players got so mad at Wolf that they stepped off the court and left the match.
I've never seen anything like this before.
so much for teamwork!
Wolf was left alone on the court and the little goats won the match easily. Wolf realized his mistake, but it was too late. The little goats held the trophy above their heads proudly. They understood the importance of teamwork that day and went back to their town happily.
In the previous adventure, we saw how Mia and Gerda rescued the girl turned cuckoo under the witch's spell. The girl was turned back to herself and reunited with her father, the clockmaker.
Daddy! I've been waiting for this moment for years. Finally, I found you.
Meanwhile, Mia told her grandfather what had happened.
It turns out that the bird of the cuckoo clock you bought was actually the clockmaker's daughter. The witch had turned the poor girl into a cuckoo and imprisoned her in the clock.
Her grandfather was astonished when he heard the story, but was also happy that the girl was turned back to herself.
The clockmaker said he would make a new clock for us.
Mia's grandfather was an old clock enthusiast, so he was happy with this news. And the clockmaker was delighted to have his workshop and clocks back after many years.
Olivia, I'm going to make a special clock for Mia.
I'm sure of it, Dad. You're the best clockmaker in the world.
One day, while Mia was milking the goat,
Well done, Yellow Goat. You gave us lots of milk today. Ah, Olivia, what a nice surprise. How are you?
Don't ask, Mia. My father was pleased to make you a cuckoo clock, but...
So, what happened?
Something terrible happened. Some men kidnapped my father.
What? Who kidnapped your father?
Some black-clad men. They took him to the hidden land.
The hidden land? How do you know this?
The oracle that lives in the forest used her magic mirror to show me. When they took my father away, they took his tools too.
So they took his tools too. That's weird.
Meanwhile, far away in the hidden land...
Do you know why I brought you to my palace, clockmaker?
No, I don't know, sir.
You're going to make a clock for me that'll slow time. I want to live long, so I want to delay the aging process.
But that's impossible, Your Royal Highness. A clock that slows down time cannot be made.
But the wicked, cruel king was determined.
You are the best clockmaker. If you don't make this clock, you won't want to know what'll happen to you.
Mia was trying to get some more information from Olivia.
So where is this hidden land? Did the oracle tell you?
There's a map, but this map is in the underground temple in the land of the Pans.
Land of the Pans? I've heard they don't like strangers.
My father is in danger, so I had no choice but to come to you.
Don't worry, Olivia. We'll find your father.
So Mia and Olivia set out for the land of the Pans.
To reach the land of the Pans, we have to undertake a dangerous journey.
I would risk anything to find my father. This place is too high. I'm afraid.
Hold on tight, Olivia. You can do it. Don't look down. Here we are, finally.
This place doesn't look safe at all.
Let's find that underground temple and the map.
Mia and Olivia kept walking when finally...
The temple should be around here.
But someone was watching the girls. In the palace, the poor clockmaker was trying to bide time as he pretended to make the clock the king wanted.
When will you finish the clock?
Your Royal Highness, give me some more time, please.
The king put an hourglass in front of him and ordered a sentry stand next to him.
This clock had better be finished by the time the hourglass is empty, or...
I'll never see my dear daughter again.
Mia and Olivia were busy looking for the entrance to the temple.
Mia, look! There's a door there.
Come on, let's go. Be careful, though. Okay, so this is the temple, but where's the map?
What kind of book is this?
Let's see.
It has strange shapes on it.
It could be the Pan spell book.
There's something here.
Here, we found it! Map of the hidden land!
Hooray! Yay!
That was easy! Now let's get out of here.
But the girls headed straight into the pans.
Oh no, Pans! What are we gonna do?
Their intentions are not good at all. Run, quickly!
How do we get out of here?
Maybe there's another exit.
This place is a maze. We won't be able to escape.
Meanwhile, in the palace, the cruel king visited the clockmaker again.
Your time is running out, clockmaker.
Sir, it's not easy to make a clock that slows down time.
I want that clock before the last grain of sand drops.
I'm trying, Your Royal Highness.
It means you're not trying hard enough.
Meanwhile, Mia and Olivia were dealing with their own problems at the temple.
There's a light over there. Maybe that's the exit.
This place is closed.
Oh no! We can't get out!
Oh, what are we going to do? We're stuck here.
Let's find out if Mia and Olivia escape the pans and make it to the hidden land to save the clockmaker. Watch our story, Journey to the Hidden Land, to learn more. Mia and Olivia were trying to come up with a plan to escape the pans in the temple, where they had found the map of the hidden land.
What are we going to do, Mia? They're coming!
I hope some magic works.
Oh, their spears bent like twigs!
Before the pans could figure out what was going on, Mia cast another spell.
This will distract them a little.
But our exit is blocked.
Okay, let's take care of that too.
Bravo! The iron bars are bent.
Let's get out!
We managed to escape. Your magic is powerful, Mia.
Sometimes it helps that I was the Snow Queen.
But the pans had no intention of letting them go.
Alas, they're coming again. Let's run.
Mia realised that they could not escape the pans.
That rock can help us.
So once again, Mia used her magic powers.
Here it is. We can make a break for it.
So the girls quickly got away and re-entered the forest. Once they made sure they were safe and far from the Pan's land, they sat under a tree and got the map out.
According to the map, we have a little farther to go.
I hope we find my dad soon before anything terrible happens to him.
We'll find your father, Olivia. Don't worry.
The girls were so tired, so they fell asleep on the spot.
Hey, what's going on? Oh no! The monkey got the map!
Hey, you! We need that map! We can't go to the hidden land without it!
Please give us the map! We need it!
It's playing games with us. Mia, can you use your magic?
It might get hurt, and I don't want to do that.
So what are we going to do? Let me try something. Take this and give us the map. Come on, be a good boy. Oh, my head!
You rotten thing!
We have to find another way, Olivia. I've got an idea. Hey, Crow. How about some peanuts?
What did you say to it? I can't believe it! The crow got the map!
Good job! You earned these peanuts!
Gawk!
So the girls set off again to find the hidden land. Finally, they came to the place marked on the map.
There's nothing here. Are we at the wrong place?
According to the map, we're in the right place. There must be an entrance or something around here.
Look, there's something here.
It's the same symbol marked on the map.
What does this mean?
Let's see what happens.
What is this?
We found the entrance! Let's go!
They couldn't believe their eyes as they came across a huge underground city.
Look! There's an entire city here!
We must be in the hidden land!
Meanwhile, at the palace, the clockmaker was dealing with the wicked king.
Oh no! Time's up! No one can save me now.
Time is up, clockmaker. Is the clock I ordered ready?
The hopeless clockmaker pleaded with the cruel king.
Your Royal Highness! I really tried, but I couldn't build a clock that delays time. Please forgive me. I have a daughter and...
You didn't deliver what I requested, so you must be punished.
Meanwhile, Mia and Olivia were trying to find the clockmaker.
I wonder where the black-clad men that kidnapped my father took him.
Let's ask these people.
The girls asked some people if they had seen a clockmaker. Nobody knew anything about a clockmaker.
So you're sure there's no clockmaker in this land, correct?
A salesman was passing by, said that their cruel king had brought an old clockmaker to the palace to build a clock that slows time.
So the king kidnapped my father and imprisoned him in the palace.
The salesman also told them that the clockmaker, who endured a harsh punishment if he didn't deliver the clock the king had requested.
This is awful. We must rescue my father at once.
At that moment, they noticed a crowd in the square.
Why is that crowd gathered there?
Oh no! That's my father!
We must save him now!
Mia used her magic powers and a strong wind blew in, lifting everything in its path.
Run for your life! Run for your life!
What's going on?
Handsome horse, I command you! Come to me! Good boy! Come on, Dad! We're getting out of here!
The king had seen what had happened and was furious.
Guards, get them! The prisoner is on the run! Oh, my head. What happened?
Quick! Let's get out of here! Here's the exit!
What are you doing?
I'm temporarily sealing the door so they can't follow us.
The clockmaker and the girls escaped and were out of danger.
Olivia, I'm so happy we're together again.
I would have never made it without Mia.
We can't thank you enough, Mia.
Olivia and I did it together. But for now, the door to the hidden land will be sealed for a while.
Together they made their way home happily.
Once upon a time, long ago, there lived a lumberjack with his children by the edge of a faraway forest. The son was named Hansel, and the daughter was named Gretel. The lumberjack's wife, the children's mother, had died, so they were going through very hard times. As they were also a very poor family, they survived only on the herbs and fruits that they collected from the forest. The children never complained about the situation and always tried to support their father. One day there was a knock on the door, and a woman holding a huge bottle of milk appeared before them.
I've come from the neighbour forest. My house burnt down and I have no place to stay. I've also brought a cow with me. If I give you this bottle of milk and the cow, could I stay with you?
The father and children happily accepted this offer. At least they were now going to have a cow that could give them milk every day. After some time, their father married this woman, yet their impoverished life continued. One night, as the children went to bed, husband and wife started arguing, but Hansel was secretly listening to them.
Look at us. How can we feed the kids like this? I'm helpless. I don't know what else to do.
Well, I actually have an idea that could benefit us all, but I don't know if you'd accept. Tomorrow, let's take the kids to the forest and tell them that we're going to collect wood and we'll light a fire. Give each of them a loaf of bread and leave them there.
Don't be ridiculous. I love my children. How could I abandon them?
Don't worry. They're a lot older now. They can take care of themselves. When our situation gets better, we'll search for them. If not, all four of us will starve to death.
Hansel was a very smart child, so when he heard his stepmother's plans, he secretly left the house to collect pebbles. His mother that had passed away taught him this. She had told him that the shining pebbles at night will show you the way. In the morning, their stepmother woke the children up.
Hansel, Gretel, wake up! We're going to the forest. We need to collect wood for fire.
The first thing Hansel did when he woke up was to put the pebble stones in his pocket. As they walked to the forest, he secretly dropped the pebble stones to the ground. They headed all the way into the depths of the forest. When they stopped to rest, their stepmother and father lit a fire, put some bread next to them, and started to walk away.
Children, you rest a little by the fire. Me and your father will collect some wood and come back.
Their father was very sad, but helplessly he followed his wife towards the path home. Realizing that their stepmother and father would not be coming back, the tired children fell asleep by the fire. When they woke up, it was very late and the moon was glowing brightly.
I'm so scared, brother. What are we gonna do? I don't think anyone's coming to find us.
Don't be scared, Gretel. The pebble stones I left in the moonlight shine brightly. We can follow them and go back home.
The children walked all night long, and finally they arrived at their father's home. The pebble stones had shown them the way. Their stepmother that opened the door stared in surprise.
What were you doing in the forest till this hour? We looked all over for you and couldn't find you. I bet you were being mischievous and hiding somewhere, weren't you?
Thus, pretending and fooling the kids. The father happily hugged his children.
Thank heavens you've come back. My eyes are swollen from crying all night.
But their stepmother wasn't giving up easily. Her only goal was to get rid of the children. She asked them how they had found their way back home, and Gretel told her everything one by one. Now that she knew how they came back home, She locked them in their room that night. That night, Hansel couldn't go out to collect pebble stones. The next day, they went to the forest again. This time, since Hansel didn't have pebble stones, while he was walking, he was dropping the breadcrumbs in his pocket onto the ground. The same thing happened, and the children waited by the fire once again.
I'm so scared, Hansel. It's very dark again. Let's go back home.
Don't worry. I couldn't collect pebble stones, but this time we'll follow the breadcrumbs that I dropped.
But when they set off, there were no breadcrumbs, because the birds had eaten all of them.
But where's all the bread?
They went in and out everywhere, but they couldn't find the way.
No way! What are we gonna do now, Hansel? Think of something, and I'm so cold.
Okay, Gretel, don't worry. First, let's find somewhere to warm up. One way or another, we'll find the way back home.
Both completely frightened and exhausted, they found a hollow tree and got inside to warm up. They fell asleep hugging one another. In the morning, they kept walking around the forest, not knowing where to go. 2 days passed by. Whichever way the kids went, they just couldn't find the way. Later, they saw a bird on a tree branch.
Oh, look! What a beautiful bird! It's as if it wants to say something to us. Do you think it'll show us the right way? Let's follow it.
It was a big, magnificent blue bird. The children, forgetting how tired they were, started following the bird. They saw that the bird had landed on the windowsill of a house.
Wow! What a beautiful house! It's as if the bird is calling us to come.
Come on! What are we waiting for? Let's go! We might find something to eat!
When they approached the house, they were completely baffled. It was a beautiful house made entirely of chocolate, cake and candy. The windows were made out of cream and the roof was covered in colourful candies. They started biting away at the house and tearing pieces off.
I'm going to tear off a little from the window side, Gretel. Delicious!
I'm curious about the candies hanging from the roof.
You should taste the doorbell, too.
This way, they filled their bellies with cake, sweets, cream and chocolate.
Hey! Anyone there?
Yoo-hoo! We're here!
Helplessly, they decided to sit and wait by the door. A little while later, a sweet-faced, lovely woman holding a bag walked into the garden.
Oh, it seems I have guests. Welcome. My bluebird gave me the news a few minutes ago, so I came as fast as I could.
We're sorry. We've eaten a few things from your house without permission, but me and my sister have been really hungry for 2 days.
It's okay. My house is very special. The parts you have eaten grow back right away. Come on, go inside. You must be cold. Also, if you don't have a home, you can stay with me.
That night, she had them sleep in wonderful beds. And the next day, she prepared a delicious breakfast. Actually, this beautiful woman was an evil witch with treacherous plans. When she went to wake up the kids, Hansel and Gretel, who saw a horrifying witch in front of them, were screaming and wanted to escape from the room. But the witch captured Hansel and threw him in a cage and locked the door. She then threw Gretel into the kitchen.
Ha 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 ha! You stupid kids! You fell for my house made of candy. Go on then. Cook the meals that you and your brother like. Get fat, so I can feel my belly more when I eat you. Go on and get started.
Since both children were incredibly clever, in order to not get fat,
they only ate enough to survive. Gretel threw away the food on her plate when the witch was not looking, and Hansel hid the food in his jacket and trouser pockets.
Gretel, come here. Let's see if you've gotten any fatter.
The witch first picked up Gretel to check her weight.
You're such a skinny girl. You think that by staying like this you'll manage to free yourself from me?
The witch pulled Hansel from his jacket. As she was checking him from outside the bars, the food in his jacket and trousers fell out. The witch immediately realized what was going on.
You thought you could trick me, huh? I changed my mind. I'm not going to wait until you get fat. I'm going to cook you both in the oven today. Let this be your punishment. Ha 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 ha!
She was so furious that she kept banging herself into things while she was strangling around the house. Because the witch was actually blind. It was then that Gretel realized that the witch couldn't see. She was by the stove both crying and also planning on how they can escape.
Gretel, come here, quick! Take a look at the big oven in the kitchen. Tell me, is there enough wood inside?
The fire was burning hot, but Gretel tricked the witch.
The fire's about to go out, my lady.
Then throw in more wood. Quick!
That oven door is stuck. I can't open it.
What a useless girl you are. Skinny and useless. Here, it's this simple.
The witch then opened the oven door. The heat of the burning wood hit her face.
What's going on? You said there was no fire.
The witch stretched her hand out towards the oven to understand what was happening. Taking this opportunity, Gretel pushed the witch into the oven with all her might. When the old witch fell into the oven, she closed and locked the door. The witch's screams could be heard from all around.
Help! Help!
Gretel opened Hansel's cage and let him out. Both siblings hugged each other tightly. They were very happy.
My dear sister, well done! We're now saved because of you! Gretel, come on! Let's see if we can find something to use at home before we get out of here.
They wandered around the house together. There was a door to a room that the witch never allowed to be opened. When they opened it, they saw a chest full of jewels.
Let's fill our pockets right away. We'll have jewels instead of food this time.
They quickly got away from the house and entered the forest. It was as if all the paths were familiar. Finally, they saw their house from afar.
Father!
We're here!
The father that opened the door happily hugged his children. He was so happy.
Children, I have some news for you. Your stepmother got ill and passed away. I made a huge mistake by listening to her. Please forgive me. I've missed you so very much. I regret everything.
We've missed you too, Father. We missed our home and beds too. Now we can forget about everything and be together.
They took the jewels out of their pockets and gave them to their father. Their father stared with surprise.
What are these?
We're no longer poor. We're rich.
Father, we have so much to tell you. You have no idea what we've been through.
That night they sat by the fire and chatted till morning. The bad days were left behind, so they all lived a happy and peaceful life.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lived a miller who had 3 boys. Before the miller passed away, he divided his possessions among the boys. The older son inherited the mill, the middle son the donkey, and the youngest inherited his cat.
Oh!
The small son was very upset at this.
The cat is no use to me. What can I do with him?
Don't be upset. One day you'll understand why I've done this. He's a very clever cat.
Not long after that, the miller passed away, and the three brothers received their father's inheritance. The younger son didn't even look at his cat. The cat got very upset when he saw his new master treated him with disdain.
In no time you realize that you received the best inheritance. I will prove it to you. Give me an empty sack, a hat, and a pair of boots.
The youngest brother was very surprised when he heard the cat talk. Since he was incredibly curious, he honored the cat's odd request. The cat set to work right away. He put the hat on his head and wore the boots. He stood in front of the mirror and admired himself.
How wonderful this hat and these boots are. They go well with my long yellow fur and my amazing green eyes. I look just like royalty.
He set to work immediately. He packed fresh lettuce and carrots in a sack and headed to the forest. When he got there, he opened the sack and hid behind a tree. After a short time, a hungry rabbit that was hopping by sniffed the food and went inside the sack. The cat immediately grabbed the sack and held it shut as he ran straight to the palace. There were guards at the entrance of the palace. They took him before the king. Puss in Boots bowed his head before the king. He then took the rabbit out of the sack.
Your Majesty, I brought you a gift from Lord Carabas, with my respects.
Oh, a rabbit. Thank you very much. You can let your master know that I accept his gift.
Over time, Puss in Boots gave the king many different gifts on behalf of Lord Carabas. The king was intrigued and requested to meet this lord, who had offered him so many gifts. One day, the king, queen and their princess daughter, accompanied by Puss in Boots, set out on the road towards the lord's castle. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Puss in Boots ran ahead of them and went to his master to give him some instructions.
Our king is definitely going to pass by the river. Go to the river and pretend that you're drowning. Shout for help as we pass by. I'm gonna hide your clothes too. What are you planning? What use is all of this to us? Don't be afraid. Just do what I say.
The confused young boy went to the river as the cat instructed and waited for them to arrive. There were a lot of farmers on sides of the road that led to the lord's castle.
The king will pass by here shortly. If he asks who this farm and land belong to, say that they belong to Lord Carabas. Understood? If you don't, the king will get very angry and punish you.
Of course, sir. Whatever you wish.
Puss in Boots warned all the farmers he encountered on the road. After doing so, Puss in Boots finally arrived at the castle where a mean giant with magical powers lived. Puss in Boots knocked on his door.
Who is that? Who dares to disturb me?
I'm the servant of Lord Carabas. My lord and the king will soon arrive at your castle. I'd like to go in so I can rest a little if you don't mind. Will you let me inside?
Okay, come on in.
Once inside, the cat started chatting with the giant.
I've heard that you have magical powers, but I don't believe it. Apparently, you can turn into any animal. Is this true?
Of course I can. Why wouldn't you believe it?
For instance, can you turn into a lion?
That's easy. Rawr. There you go. I'm a lion now.
The cat, scared out of his wits, jumped on top of a cupboard.
Okay, wonderful. That was easy. But can you turn into a mouse?
Nothing to it.
What?
The giant turned into a tiny mouse. Puss in Boots caught him immediately and placed him in a small box. He returned to the forest to set the mouse free and headed towards the king.
Welcome, Puss in Boots. Perfect timing. Let's head off.
Just as the king's horse-drawn carriage passed the river, they heard someone shouting.
Help! Help! Help me! Soldiers, go help him! Someone's drowning in the river.
The soldiers ran towards the young boy and fished him out of the water. The boy explained some thieves had stolen his clothes. The soldiers then got some fine clothes from the carriage and dressed him up.
Your Majesty, may I present my master, Lord Carabas? I owe you my life, Your Majesty.
Though the smallest brother didn't understand what was going on, he went along with Puss in Boots.
Here's my beautiful wife, the Queen, and my beloved daughter, the Princess.
Enchanted to meet you, Your Majesty.
Come now, let's go to the castle.
The youngest brother and the princess fell in love at first sight. The princess was a beautiful girl, and the youngest brother, who was pretending to be Lord Carabas, was very handsome. As they continued on the road, the king asked the farmers he came across,
Oh, whose land is this?
Lord Carabas, my king!
Lord Carabas, my king!
Lord Carabas, my king!
Lord Carabas, my king!
The king was very pleased with everything he saw.
Young lord, it seems that you are very powerful and loved around here.
Puss in Boots' plan worked out perfectly. When they arrived at the castle, they treated themselves to a wonderful feast. By evening, the youngest brother had become Lord Carabas and had asked the king for his daughter's hand in marriage.
I would like my daughter to have a powerful, wealthy, clever and respectable husband like you. If my daughter accepts, you may have her hand in marriage.
Not long after that, the princess and Lord Carabas got married. They lived happily ever after in their castle. Puss in Boots never left their side.
Oh, Father, now I know what you meant.
Once upon a time, there lived a girl named Rapunzel. Who had long blonde hair and a beautiful smile. She lived in a small town, and everyone that met her grew fond of her. She was a hairdresser, and her salon was always crowded with clients as a result of her kindness and good manners. Every morning, as usual, she would leave home to go to her hair salon.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Good morning, Rapunzel.
What a cute little kid you are.
When she arrived at her shop, there was a queue outside. Where have you been, Rapunzel?
I'll be late for work. Come on, open your shop.
Okay, don't worry. I'll take care of everyone immediately.
However, there was another hair salon across Rapunzel's. The owner of this shop was a wicked, jealous woman named Evelia. She had had to move out of every town she'd been in because she was not a skilled hairdresser, and she didn't treat her clients nicely. She watched Rapunzel's every move with envious eyes. Evelia wanted to meet Rapunzel so she could befriend her. That way she could get to know Rapunzel better and discover her weaknesses. Ophelia wanted to get rid of her so she could become the only hairdresser in town. She waited until Rapunzel's clients were gone.
Hello, neighbor.
Hello.
I've just moved in. I hope you're not upset that I opened a hair salon across from yours.
I'm so happy you did. There are so many clients in this town that we'll have enough for both of us. Besides, competition is good. It encourages people to do a better job.
I see. I'm a fierce competitor. You can be sure of that.
Awesome.
So, tell me, why did you become a hairdresser?
I've been to many places and made a lot of friends, but that's not enough for me. I want to make myself useful and help people. I enjoy enhancing people's beauty.
So, you're a friendly hairdresser.
Yes, I am. What about you? Why are you a hairdresser?
I only do it for the money. I don't care about anything else.
That's strange, but anyhow, I hope you find what you're looking for here. Good luck with your new hair salon, neighbor.
Days passed by. While Rapunzel went on with her life, Ophelia was failing miserably at her job, and clients were leaving her shop unhappily. Ophelia finally realized that she was not good at this job, so she plotted an evil plan.
I think I figured it out. I know what I'll do to you, Rapunzel.
In the evening, after Rapunzel had closed her shop, Ophelia sneaked in Rapunzel's hair salon. She wanted to teach Rapunzel a lesson she wouldn't forget. She emptied the shampoo bottles and filled them with glue. She knew that her customers would never visit Rapunzel's salon once they saw they had sticky hair.
Nobody can compete with Ophelia, you snooty blondie. Tomorrow will be the end of your dreams.
The next morning, Rapunzel happily opened her shop as usual. She had brought along her dog Hazelnut. Rapunzel immediately started cleaning up the place. While Rapunzel swept the floors and dusted the furniture, Hazelnut was prancing around excitedly. While Rapunzel was wiping the hair washing sink, Hazelnut knocked over one of the shampoo bottles near the sink. Poor Hazelnut got stuck in place because of the spilled glue. Rapunzel immediately helped Hazelnut get out of that sticky situation. She wondered who could have done such a terrible thing. If it hadn't been for poor Hazelnut, she would have poured the glue in her customer's hair. In the meantime, Ophelia awaited anxiously to hear about Rapunzel's mishap. With a sinister smile on her face, she waited and waited.
Let's see what you'll do when your customer's hair gets all sticky.
Hours later, Ophelia saw how Rapunzel's customers were leaving with a big smile on their face. The wicked grin on Ophelia's lips began to fade away.
How could this be? How did this little blonde witch manage to get away from my trap?
Rapunzel was a very smart girl and had remembered Ophelia's comment about being competitive, so she pretended to drop one of the bottles that Ophelia had filled with glue and went back inside. Ophelia wanted to understand what had gone wrong, so she washed her hair with the glue thinking it was shampoo. Her hands got stuck to her hair. She was furious when she realized she had been tricked.
You're going to pay for this, Rapunzel! I'll make you pay!
The next evening, Rapunzel locked up her shop happily satisfied, knowing she had done a great job. On her way home, a shadow prowled behind the trees. It was none other than Evelia.
I'm going to make you pay for this!
Evelia then went back to get a jerry can and poured gasoline around Rapunzel's shop. She lit a match and set the place ablaze. With a malevolent smile on her face, Evelia stood in front of her own shop as she watched Rapunzel's salon burn down. But Evelia hadn't realized that when she set Rapunzel's shop ablaze, her hair had accidentally caught fire. Flames engulfed Evelia's shop too. 2 hair salons were on fire. It was too late to do anything. The next morning, when Rapunzel arrived to her salon, she only found ashes. She fell to her knees in anguish and started crying.
What am I going to do now? I spent so much time and money on my place.
The townspeople surrounded Rapunzel. They were all sad for her.
We have to help her.
What can we do?
I can give her a year's rent.
I can do all the woodwork.
And I can donate the supplies and equipment she needs.
I can paint inside the shop.
When Rapunzel heard all this, she was so happy that this time she cried tears of joy.
Come on then, let's get to work.
All the townspeople got to work and built a brand new hair salon for Rapunzel. It was even better than the former one.
I don't know how to thank you all.
You can repay us by continuing to be good. We don't need anything else.
And what happened to Evelia? She was ashamed and couldn't bear to stay there, so once again she skipped town. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Rapunzel who lived in a seaside town. She had long blonde hair and a beautiful smile.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rapunzel.
Rapunzel loved making videos about the places she visited. Her classmates and teachers also enjoyed Rapunzel's videos and encouraged her to make more. I think you should make more time for this, Rapunzel.
Yes, your videos are great. More people should see them.
You're exaggerating. Why would anyone watch my videos?
I beg to differ. There are a lot of silly videos on the internet. Yours, on the other hand, contain beautiful imagery and useful information. You read a lot. You must make good use of that talent.
At last, Rapunzel gave it some serious thought. Who knows? If her videos have high viewership, maybe she could become a famous YouTuber one day.
All right, but I don't know what to do.
Don't worry. Come over to my house tomorrow after school. We'll figure something out.
Rapunzel walked away happily while her friends watched in admiration. Except for one, Evelia. Evelia was jealous of Rapunzel and saw her as a rival in almost everything she did. She wanted to be the most popular person in the school. But as much as she tried, Rapunzel always surpassed her in her popularity, which drove Evelia crazy. Rapunzel dreamed all night about what she would do if she became a YouTuber. In the morning, she rushed out without even having a breakfast.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Rapunzel. Welcome. Come in. I did some research. Let me tell you, this task is not easy.
I've thought of many things to do, ma'am.
Ta-da!
But, ma'am?
This is my gift to you.
But,
Meanwhile, Evelia was eavesdropping on them next to the living room open window.
How touching! I don't know what they see in that girl. I'm way more intelligent and talented. I also have my own money to buy a camera.
Why don't you shoot amazing videos that will impress people? You have what it takes.
Ha! I'm going to show them who's got what it takes.
Before I forget, you'll also need a microphone and a computer program to edit the videos. I've got them all arranged for you.
Rapunzel hugged her teacher and left bursting with happiness. She wanted to introduce her town in the first video. After some planning, she went out to shoot the most beautiful sights across town and interviewed some of the townspeople. Even the mayor took some time off to be interviewed by Rapunzel. She created a YouTube channel and uploaded her video there. Rapunzel was so excited that she was checking her phone every 10 minutes for the status on viewers and comments. The first night was a big disappointment. The next morning she woke up to the same situation. She was a little down. She went to her teacher immediately.
Where did I go wrong?
You did nothing wrong, my child.
Then why am I not getting hits or comments?
Patience. You have to continue making videos so people will get to know you.
Rapunzel took her teacher's advice and got to work. She would make a video per day and upload them to her YouTube channel. She had no difficulties since she had them all planned out in detail. Jealous Evelia was not sitting idly at that time either. She also created her own YouTube channel and started making videos. One morning, Rapunzel woke up. On the way, she checked her YouTube channel and was surprised to see thousands of views. Hundreds of people had subscribed to her channel and left hundreds of positive comments. Just then, a friend of hers came running towards her. Guess what happened last night while you slept?
Something certainly happened.
A social media influencer who has millions of followers watched one of your videos and recommended it to his followers.
Our teacher was right all along.
When she arrived at school, everyone congratulated Rapunzel. Except for one, Evelia. She was pacing up and down, filled with envy, taking her anger out on everyone she came across. Meanwhile, Rapunzel and her friends were busy reading the comments.
See this? I loved your town. Gonna visit this summer.
And someone from abroad wrote the same thing too. They'll come to our town for vacation from thousands of miles away. The comments made Rapunzel very happy. She felt great about her accomplishment. Rapunzel hugged her teacher happily.
The mayor wants to see you. He wants to give you a small prize for your contribution to our town's recognition.
Dear Rapunzel introduced our small town to the world and helped it become a touristic attraction. I thank her in the name of our town.
I've gotta stop her. If I can't be as good of a YouTuber as she is, then I can prevent her.
Evelia plotted something devious. She wanted to put it into effect as soon as possible and take the wind out of Rapunzel's sails. Evelia waited till midnight. After everybody went to sleep, she stealthily approached Rapunzel's house. First, she had a quick look around. She stood in front of Rapunzel's bedroom window. After making sure there was no one around, she pushed the already ajar window open. Rapunzel was sleeping soundly. Evelia sneaked in and took Rapunzel's camera, microphone, and computer in an attempt to destroy them, thus hindering Rapunzel's video making. Just as she was about to get out, Evelia tripped over Rapunzel's hair and fell on the ground. Rapunzel's dog Hazelnut woke up and jumped on Evelia and started licking her face. Just then, Rapunzel turned on the lights and was shocked to find Evelia there. Evelia ran away in shame. Her camera, microphone, and computer were all smashed when Evelia hit the floor. She felt so sad. The next day, Rapunzel shot a video of her broken equipment. Using her old cell phone and uploaded the video to her channel. Her followers who saw her so sad brought her brand new equipment. Evelia was ashamed and hid in her house for a long time. Rapunzel became even more famous with the videos she made, both in social media and YouTube.
KONDOSAN